I am walking through a cemetery on my way back from the dentist, and I was just reminded how much fear I used to feel when I was in touch with, or I was walking through a cemetery or next to a cemetery, or finding out about people dying. And my thoughts are going to the way that we are dealing with fear in our life. And I will just sit down somewhere and I will continue to talk to you about it. And now I found a bench in the new cemetery and I'm gonna continue to talk to you about fear. I was connecting to the fear of death by walking through the cemetery, and it just popped up in me that this is something that we encounter no matter what kind of change we're going through. And feeling fear when we're going through change, it's a total natural response. It's a natural response from our minds trying to inform us that this is an unknown space. This is something that we have not done before. The way that we interpret it to make that situation dangerous, to see it that something is wrong, that it's something different. But feeling fear, it's something that we will always do when we engage with something new in our life. The question is not about feeling it or not feeling it. It's more about how do we engage with it, and do we let this fear to run the show and to guide us in our process of change, or are we stepping in leadership and taking this information as an information that yes, indeed, this is unknown, we don't really know what is gonna happen, and I am careful. Thank you so much. I know this. Acknowledging and feeling that fear, it's step number one in dealing in a healthy way with it. Being aware that we are feeling fear. Because most of the people that I've met, by example, in my coaching situations, they do not really know that they feel fear. We have learned not to feel it. Because most of the time when we feel these waves of intensive fear, we start fearing the fear and we enter in panic attacks or we go into freeze. But just to feel the fear as a body sensation, which can be expressed in different ways in different bodies, it's something that we have not learned. I don't remember my parents to teach me like how different emotions feel in the body. We do not have the knowledge, the education about how to deal with our emotions. And there we are, grown up into these situations, and we still don't know how to deal with our emotions. So when we have these waves of intensive emotions, we tend to just put a lid on it and don't feel it. So when we are in a new space, when we are in a space of change, leaving behind something old and going for something new, we can expect to feel fear. And first of all, it's to know our strategies that are going on automatic pilot of numbing this fear out. Because we all have it. We've learned how to do it. I will tell you, like, one of the best way for me to numb my intensive emotions is been eating. And this is emotional eating. And I know that there are many people out there doing this. Other people are going on Netflix. Other people are doing something else, getting really busy. But just disconnecting from our bodies and finding a way with dealing with this, just not to feel it. So becoming aware of our strategies of how we deal with fear and how we avoid feeling the fear, it's number one for me. And knowing this, we can take that step of avoiding to do these strategies when we are there in applying it and living it in that way. And then the second is just to have that kind of patience with ourselves and acceptance of just acknowledging, like, yeah, there is a lot of fear coming through me now. I acknowledge it, it's here, it's part of this journey. It's exactly like an ingredient in the soup of creating something new. And let it be there. Let it show and do its job of informing you that this is something that can lead to a very dangerous situation. Very good enough. And then refocus yourself on what you really want to create. On that passion, that love in your heart, that it's pushing you into that creation of a new life, a new pattern, a new situation, a new reality, whatever it is for you here and now. I hope this was helpful for you, and if so, please give a like to this video, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again.